G'day cunts, it's good to see you guys and gals again, because remember, this is a gender-friendly channel as 0.6% of our viewers are female. That is so fucking low, holy shit, what have I done? Anyway, hitting you up with more Warhammer content today, we have the top 10 most powerful Warhammer 40k characters. In a similar vein to my top 10 biggest 40k badasses video, I will be omitting the Primarchs, because that just makes things boring. I would also omit all the demon princes and greater demons and shit like that, but the guys on this list eat greater demons for breakfast, and then they fuck their mums, so there's no real need for that. Power will be based off feats and accomplishments that were not based on luck. This list has nothing to do with badassery either, so there will be no or any other Rambo nonsense in this one. So pucker up motherfuckers and get ready to get educated. Oh yeah, and I'm cutting out Calidor, cause he's the biggest Mary Sue ever, and I'm not including Abaddon either, because he just fucking sucks. Coming in at number 10 on our list is the leader of the Minotaur chapter, Asterion Moloc, who may or may not be secretly a custode, or however the fuck you say it. My pronunciation isn't great, guys. Come on, give me a slack. But he might be one, judging by his epic fuck-off spear and his Leonidas-looking vibes. This chapter master has led his brave as fuck boys into battle after battle, often going MIA and then being presumed dead until later reappearing alive, and with a brand new, robotic arm or like a new leg to replace the one he shoved up some heretic's ass. Due to Moloc's experience and battle prowess, his chapter of Space Marines are often the first to be called upon when there are some traitor Space Marines that needs a bit of cleansing. His body count includes Necron commanders, Orc war bosses, Chaos champions, and even chapter masters of traitor Space Marine legions, which is pretty nifty. With the frequency of his presumed deaths combined with his old age, it is rumoured that Moloc actually has died many times, only for a truly worthy successor to don his weapons and armour and become the next Leonidas. However, such things are heresy to speak of. Next on this list we have the most psychotic mass killer in the galaxy, with a melee kill count in the millions, Kharn the Betrayer. This cunt will literally kill anything in his path, and not in his path, he'll kill everything, which makes sense as he is literally the avatar of Khorne and his little favourite plaything. Going back to his kill count for a second, before we get into the more lore-y stuff, his kill count is in the millions, let's say 3 millions for sake of it. If he is killing one person per minute, which is insane if you think about it, because he uses an axe and some short-range firearms, then to kill like 3 million people at a rate of 1 person per minute, it would take him 2,100 days of consecutive killing at a rate of 1 per minute to reach his kill count. That's 6 years of non-stop killing. What the fuck? That's so much. I don't know why I spent time doing that maths. It's also probably wrong anyways, but I just wanted to make a point, alright? Fuck off. When old mate Horus caused a ruckus, Kharn was happy to switch sides and kill whoever he needed. He got his cheeky betrayer name as during one battle on an icy planet, his forces could gain no ground against the Imperial Loyalist sonic weapons, so in a fit of rage, which is, quite common for the old mate, he started slaughtering his own army and warband, and he just started burning everyone's shit. This sounds alright until you realize that at night time everyone freezes to death, so it becomes a bit of an issue when all your shit gets burnt. Obviously Kharn emerged as the victor between all of this autistic civil battling, hence he now wanders the Eye of Terror, killing shit for laughs. For this next one, we have a Papa Smurf who's handy with a broadsword, Cato Sicarius. I nailed that pronunciation, go me, look I'm learning. If there is any Space Marine that looks like a fucking Centurion, then it's this guy. Now, even though the Ultramarines are a bit of a meme, being all blue and whatnot, they are a pretty solid chapter of Space Marines, and within 7 short centuries, Cato had become one of the most powerful and influential commanders within their ranks. A fun fact here is that Cato handles the Ultramarine justice system, and while he has been the judge of that system, there has been the fewest ever trials by combat, aka don't fuck with Cato. The Inquisition once went full cunt mode and accused the Ultramarines of heresy and demanded a trial. Cato responded and initiated a trial by combat against the hulking abomination of a gladiator. After toying with the gladiator, Cato slashed it apart using only his sword, ending the trial and then telling the Inquisition to go fuck themselves. Cato would then go on to lead his forces against other threats, but his greatest battle came during an invasion of a Necron tomb world called Damnos, appropriate, where his tactical genius and battle prowess ended with him defeating and banishing a Satan. Maybe it's just Tarn, maybe the C's silent, I don't know. I just read, I don't listen. Which is a star god. That's right, our boy molested a star god. Oh yeah, and Cato survived being sucked into the warp. And then he, came out, obviously. Fuck yeah. For our next entry, I was torn between 3 Space Wolves. Arjac, Logan, or Bjorn. However, Arjac Rockfist came out on top as I believe him to be the most powerful of the 3. And he is also a mix between Thor and Captain America, so that's pretty lit. I say this because he wields a big fuck off hammer that crackles with lightning energy, and he also has a fat fucking shield that he skull fucks cunts to death with. The icing on the cake is that he has a mini teleporting device in his shield and hammer, which allows him to throw them out and then recall them back to him, like Captain America and Thor. Beast. Old mate Arjac started off as a simple human blacksmith, however his large frame and strength was quickly noticed by the Space Wolves he served, especially when he single-handedly fought off an entire army of Kraken monsters, saving hundreds of people. He was soon genetically modified to become an absolute beast, and boy oh boy did he cause a ruckus, as now his strength was unrivaled. Like, he swept weapons are not small guys, they're fucking large weapons. Arjac currently serves as the leader of the Kingsguard, a position that only the strongest Space Wolf can hold, as it is responsible for the protection of the chapter master. Imagine being a trader marine, and seeing this dude twice your size without a helmet running at you with a warhammer the size of a horse and a shield that is used to crush people's heads. Like, you'd be like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Don't mess with Captain Thor. Moving away from our big roided up marines, we have a cheeky little fucker called the Swarmlord. And by little, he's not little, he's quite large. The Swarmlord is a 4-armed immortal freak of a Tyranid. It is the oldest Tyranid still living and has overseen the destruction and death of billions of creatures throughout the stars. It's basically a hive tyrant, but better in every way. If you somehow manage to kill this fucker, don't worry, he'll be right back pretty quick with all of his memories and powers, so he'll probably be gunning for you. Nice. Whenever the Tyranid hive mind is a bit like, oh shit, then that's when they spawn the Swarmlord, and they let him go to town on whoever is stressing them out. His swords are made of a material that you can't even find in the galaxy, and they slice through adamantium and force fields like it's butter. Like, it's fucked. The only time the Swarmlord was slain without the Imperium having to basically blow up the planet was by the Blood Angel Chapter Master, Commander Dante. And if you know Dante, you know that he is one serious motherfucker. All in all, the Swarmlord is easily the strongest single Tyranid, and if you see this dude on the battlefield, I suggest running away or giving Dante a call, because you're gonna die. Expanding on Commander Dante, here's the next entry in our list. To just point out his power, this fucker is over 1,500 years old. If you've been fighting all your life on the front lines against a variety of horrific space monsters who want to tongue rape your asshole, and you've survived that for over 1.5 thousand years, then you are already inherently powerful as fuck. Let's dive into why old mate Dante is so powerful and why he was chosen as the chapter master of the Blood Angels, who are arguably one of the most fearsome and powerful chapters. When Dante was a child, his mum died and he got cancer. It was a pretty rough start. He abandoned home to try and become a Blood Angel, as you do, and was very unremarkable. However, he refused to die. Full of cancer and with stunted growth, every challenge was tough, but he lasted until he was finally able to drink that sweet, sweet Space Marine nectar and become a total beast. From then on, Dante fought on the front lines and was involved in all of the Blood Angels' most devastating conflicts, even being commonly described as a golden god who descends from the heavens on wings of fire. Pretty nifty. Now, Dante is old and the idea of death is sounding quite appealing to him. However, there's one cheeky little prophecy that states that Dante will one day save the Emperor's life, even though the Emperor is, already low-key dead. However, Dante is a man of duty, so if he thinks that one day he will need to save the Emperor, then boy oh boy is this man going to save that shiny golden throne corpse. Coming up next is an orc so fucking strong that he nearly did just as much damage to the Imperium as old mate Horus did. I'm talking about the Beast. Now, the details around the Beast are a little sketchy, but basically there are a few godlike orc war bosses, and then one super OP god war boss who was the true Beast. So I'm gonna go with it just talking about the big Beast one, not his 6 like Shrek compadres. He was massive, made Gazkar look like a midget, but what really helped out this beastie boy was his incredible intelligence. He swept his gigantic wire across the Imperium and wiped out chapters of Space Marines like it was nothing. He destroyed planets in the morning, then raped thousands of ships in the Arvo. It really wasn't great for the humans. legendary chapters of Space Marines had to gather and then unite just to slow him down a little bit, like the Imperial Fists united as an entire legion and then even created the Death Watch to help fight him. However, as the Orc legions were being fueled by pure orgasmic energy of the true War, it got a little volatile, and despite laying siege to Terra itself, a clever little ritual fucked with the cosmic War energy and blew up the beast's head. Like, they couldn't kill him with guns or swords or even Primarchs, they had to be a bit cheeky and hack into his power. Despite the beast's death, it took another 100 years to finally defeat all of his forces. This guy was nasty as. Coming into the top 3, we have the second Blood Angel on this list and a true badass, and powerful as fuck, Mephiston, or Mephiston, or whatever you want to call him. Here's your daily fact. The Blood Angels are prone to, well, this is probably like your 4th daily fact to be honest, but you know, here's another daily fact, your 5th one, there you go. The Blood Angels are prone to an affliction called the Black Rage, which was caused by their Primarch dying. It basically means that if their minds break, they become vicious berserkers and they aren't overly helpful when it comes to tactics or baking a cake. In a large battle, Mephiston was crushed under a building and it took 7 days for him to claw himself out of the rubble. During this time, he actually fell to the Black Rage, but then for the first time in Blood Angel history, he recovered from the Black Rage and unlocked godlike power within himself, becoming the most powerful Psyker in the Imperium, behind the God Emperor of course. As he crawled out of the final bits of rubble, he was ambushed by a pack of orcs, however quickly ripped them all to shreds with his bare hands. From then on, Mephiston was reborn as the Lord of Death and raped many enemies of the Imperium to death. Yeah. A notable moment for him was when a Blood Angel suddenly looked exactly like the dead Angel Primarch and announced that he was their new leader. Mephiston went to have a look and was like, yep, this cunt is definitely a Chaos Spawn, and then proceeded to instantly kill the false Primarch, which is, you know, pretty cool. Then some ballsy cunt stole the kill. However, during the whole ordeal, Mephiston got struck with the Black Rage again, and recovered, so fuck yeah. His sword also lights on fire in battle, so there's that. To the only bitch-ass Elder on this list, we have the most powerful living Psyker, Farseer Eldrad. Now, this cunt isn't too handy with a sword or a gun, like, even though he did actually beat the fuck out of Abaddon with just a spear. However, his psychic abilities are absolutely fucked and are what put him on this list. Oh, so high up on this list in fact. He can see many years in the future in clear detail, which has led to Eldrad doing some pretty dog shit just to protect some of his Elder buddies. Like, he redirected an Orc War into Imperium planet, causing millions of Imperium deaths just to protect about 10,000 Elder lives. It was Eldrad who was the one who first tried to warn the Imperium of Horus's betrayal, and he's closed some pretty big chaos rifts. Despite his massive power, such as being able to melt brains and lift war machines with his mind, he prefers to win wars and battles through manipulation, and just being a cheeky cunt in general. He recently went balls to the balls and tried to wake up the Elder God of Death, so that's pretty neato. I can't think of any other Eldars who nearly woke up a god. Oh, yeah, other than the entire Elder race, you know, having their millennium-long rape murder orgies, which cause a few problems, but we don't talk about that. Finally, down to our big number 1. It is the big man himself, the God Emperor of Mankind. Now, if you click this video, you probably know what 40k is, and if you know what 40k is, you know how stupidly overpowered this dude is. Like, the only way he finally kinda got beaten was by letting a discount clone of himself, who was empowered by all gods of chaos, kick the shit out of him for a while before he got sick of it and mind raped the cunt out of existence. The God Emperor of Mankind single-handedly conquered most of the universe and spawned legions of uber-powerful soldiers using his DNA, to a, varying rate of success. He led great crusades across the galaxy, purging trillions of evil cunts and setting up countless human colonies. Even the 4 gods of chaos themselves could do little to hurt the Emperor, as he was just OP as fuck. Despite being called the God Emperor, our little golden boy, or quite actually big golden boy, he's quite large, hated the title, and he said this, religion is cancer, especially Judaism, but it's all shit. Before then, he then, after saying that, waltz around looking and acting like a god, like he's 8 foot tall, he's plated in gold and glowing armor, and his sword's on fire all the fucking time, and he's so sexy, how could you not think he's a god? So there's a bit of a conflict of interest, or conflict of people being confused as fuck. Anyway, no one is perfect, and a few rookie errors led to the biggest civil war the galaxy has ever known, along with him being mummified in a big old golden throne. Despite being a literal vegetable, however, the God Emperor of Man still safeguards the Imperium of Man, often battling all the gods of chaos with his mind, at the small cost of a few thousand human sacrifices per day. What the fuck? There we have it, boys and girls, the top 10 most powerful non-Primarch characters. Primarch, doesn't matter. However, I reckon a lot of dudes on this list could definitely give most of the Primarchs a run for their money. If you disagree with this list, then please educate me why in the comments. I'm still learning about 40k and dipping my toes in that big old cesspit, so I'm sure there's some uber powerful cunts sitting around somewhere that I've missed. However, I reckon I've sorted it out nicely. This list was made with the help of my Discord cunts, so jump in and talk some shit with me. Link will be obviously planted. If you guys like the 40k content, then show this video some love, share it around, give it a thumbs up, send some nudes, and I'll keep pumping them out. Exciting things ahead, lads and ladesses. Exciting things ahead. See you in the next one. Peace.